Good morning, everyone. I'm Betsy Conway, Director of the Lowe's Foundation, and it is an honor to be here with the brightest minds in the home building industry. A big thanks to the NAHB for hosting this tremendous event. We know that through Lowe's and the NAHB's partnership, there is such impactful work being done across the local, state, and national level. As you may know, the skilled trades industry is in the midst of a crisis. 9 in 10 of our pros tell us that they have trouble finding the workers they need. After reviewing hundreds of applications from across the country, I'm pleased to announce a new cohort of community-based and national nonprofit Gable Grant recipients. Tommy Davis, Executive Director of the NAHA, and Larry Durham, a board member of the NAHA and President of Durham Service, to receive their $500,000 grant. That was phenomenal. Congratulations. So Larry, you founded the NAHA in 2020 and have been a driving force to partner with the Huntsville-Madison County Builders Association to connect employers with prospects. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much for the grant. It was absolutely a huge surprise when we got the phone call that day. I can't remember exactly where I was and what I was doing, but as far as NAHA goes, several years ago, it started out as a workforce development council. I was asked to put together a council, and we spent several years working around our community, going to different schools, and we just wasn't getting any results from that. And we were spending a lot of time, energy, and other people's money doing so. And so I one day sat down with our council and I said, if we want to really do something, we need to find a way to start our own training program. And they said, okay, well, how's that look? And like everything else, and I tell my students all the time, everything starts with a vision. So I had a vision of what this could look like. And so I sat down with the council, we talked about it, and they said, all right, let's go talk to our leadership. So I walked in and presented to our EO and president. And the first thing everybody always says is, how are you going to fund something like this? So they said, all right, here's the challenge. You go out and raise seed money, and we'll sit down and have a serious conversation. I said, okay, how much you want me to go raise? They said $50,000. I said, okay. What they didn't know is I'd already done that. So I went out, and a week later, I came back and brought them $50,000. Said, here's a seed money. And they said, all right, how are we going to, you said we're going to offer this program free to any students, so it's going to be like a scholarship. I said, how can we do that? And I said, well, take this idea on. Let's basically vote ourselves a fee increase. And they looked at me like it was crazy. And I said, no, every one of us has to buy a permit to do our work. Let's add a fee that would come to us for that. They said, okay, how's that work? And I've already been talking with our local city. Some of us on our council have already been starting down this path. And so we had to go to meet with all of our city council members, our mayor, and then it took a legislative act to do that. So then we started working with our local legislators to get a local bill in place to pass that for our area, Madison County, Huntsville, Alabama, so that our 3 inspection departments could do that and collect a fee. And that's how we receive the money to offer the training. And then we had to, okay, how do we put a school together? We had to find a location. That came from a member. And then a local member of our association, your Lowe's, was huge and involved in helping us get the tools we needed and all those things. So you've already contributed on top of this a lot to help us get to that point. And that's really how we got going, was through that right there, all that effort, and working with our state to pass a bill to create that funding mechanism, because that's where everything always has to start.
Well, certainly so much buy-in from the community, buy-in from the local Lowe's, buy-in from your local government. That's amazing collaboration right there. Talk to us a little bit more about how the NAHA will leverage the Lowe's Foundation grant to help reach aspiring tradespeople through satellite programs in Alabama, because I think this is enabling you to grow further across the state, right?
Yes, ma'am. Well, a year ago, we were approached by another one of our local members associations, the Marshall County Home Builder Association, and they said, hey, we would like to start a program here. How can we do that? So Tommy and I got together, we went down, met with their leadership, and we put together a plan to launch a satellite program in their community. There again, their problem was funding. It always comes down to money, of course. And so I met with their local legislators, and they were able to raise some funds to give to them, and then they helped us acquire a location, because that's another issue, is having space. So they actually got their school system to give us a place at their local tech center. So they turned over an entire classroom and lab to us, let us build it the way we wanted to, bring our curriculum in. So that was great. That was a huge help. And then that led us to conversations at our state meetings. And so a lot of folks kept asking me, hey, how can we start a satellite program like you guys did? And so that led to conversations of, okay, first off, you're going to need to get another bill. And I can tell you, I got an update this morning from home that we have a statewide bill moving forward right now in Alabama that's going to create another piece of legislation like we just had for 5 years ago for Huntsville. And that is going to allow, if you are a local association in Alabama and you want to come to us and start a satellite, well, we're going to use your Able grant for seed money to help them do that. And if this statewide bill passes, which I'm being told, feel pretty confident it's going to pass, next week it's going to be on the calendar to be dropped on the floor next Tuesday, actually. And if that bill passes, then a local would be able to come to us. We could help them get a program up and running. And then if once they get established, then they would be able to go out and solicit their local municipalities to add that fee, move forward, and then they would be able to take that on themselves if they wanted to, or they can continue to partner with us and move forward growing their program like that. The other thing about our program that's really neat is we wanted a program that was accelerated. I'm going to talk about this for just a minute because this is really important. Our program is all industry run. Our instructors come from industry. They're members of our association. We hire instructors from the guys on the ground doing the work. Several of my employees that work for me are instructors at the program. So that's a unique thing. And we wanted it to be done in like 8 weeks, 16 classes, so that the program was designed to save an employer 6 to 9 months of on-the-job training. So that when we get one of our students on staff, he's ready to go to work, she's ready to go to work day one. They understand the terminology, understand the safety protocols, because we have to teach them the safety process as well as being involved in construction. And our state association was huge in that and helping us get that done. So our program is very unique in that regard. It is all by the industry, for the industry. And it's just been a huge accomplishment, and it's been a true hand-up program. We've changed so many lives. We're approaching 600 graduates, and I can sit here and tell you, and they'll tell you, I talk too much, I apologize, but I'm very passionate about it. I've seen firsthand lives change, people, homeless folks, returning veterans, that we have turned their lives around, given them an opportunity, and they're being successful today in the industry. And that's what we all need, is people who are passionate and have a desire. And there's a lot of folks out there, because we spend a lot of time in education telling people about going to college. So we really lost about a generation of folks who were being trained at tech centers and schools to come into what we do every day. So that's really how we got here. And I'll shut up now and being told I'm talking too much. Thank you all. And I'm so proud to represent Alabama and have this opportunity. And thank Lowe's so much for your partnership and helping us get this moving forward.
Well said, Larry. You know, that's what the Lowe's Foundation is really focused on. We're looking for these innovative programs that you all could take back to your communities. It takes creativity, it takes different approaches. That is how we're going to be able to address this worker shortage crisis. And it is clear why the board was so impressed with what you all are doing in Alabama that they decided to give you double the money, right? So Tommy, let's hear from you. You know, as we close, what are some key takeaways for the NAHB members here? And if they're not already, how can they get more involved in developing out these types of programs that are so critical?
Thank you, Betsy. I would just say just a few key takeaways for us. First of all, we have found as we go out into the schools that counselors, teachers, all the school systems are much more receptive maybe than they have been in the past to having professionals come talk to students about careers in the trades. And so we encourage all of you as members of your local association to start getting involved with your schools. We also know that parents, their attitudes are changing toward the skilled trades as a career option. And so talk to those parents, explain to them what a day in the life is like for a skilled tradesman, and that it is really a living wage career that their children can be a part of. And here's another interesting thing we found out is that students we know that about 30 to 35% of them that graduate in the state of Alabama don't necessarily want to follow a post-secondary career track, but they don't know what options are out there. So it's important for you to talk about what you're doing. Be an advocate for your profession everywhere you go. You'd be surprised. Larry Durham, you can tell, he talks about this all the time with everybody. We know that the people that come into our program, the vast majority of them come to us because they've been referred by somebody else. So it's people like you that get out there and talk about the skilled trades training and what a great career path this is that make a facility like that, a training facility, possible. Get involved with training facilities, help advocate for them while you're advocating for your industry. And I'll just tell you right now, we really see that this is the time. This is the time to build the future workforce for the skilled trades, and you are an important part of that.
Thank you, Tommy. Well, thank you again to the NAHB for providing us with an opportunity to share this incredible news with you all. To learn more about the Lowe's Foundation Gable Grants Program, eligibility, and other information, please come see us. We have a Lowe's booth, or visit our website at lowes.com/foundation. Thank you all. Thank you.